Hi, so family. Welcome to my channel. We talk about all things to heal, grow, and evolve. And today I want to talk about using the five elements of nature, energy work, and incorporating that into our spirituality. If this is your first time watching, welcome. My name is Sage, and on this channel we talk about all things such as spirituality, metaphysics, and African history. So if that's something that you're interested in, just keep on watching. And I'm here back at it again. I am out here in nature. And I think it was very relevant for me to be out here in nature again because I want to talk about the elements of nature, using the five elements to incorporate into your spirituality. And we use the five elements every day on a daily basis, probably without even realizing it. The five main elements are air, earth, fire, water, and ether, which is also the spirit element. And there is more than five elements, but I just want to talk about the five main ones so we could really use that as your foundation. This could be your baseline of spirituality, your baseline of knowledge for you to enhance and evolve yourself to more of a specific practice, if you will. But it doesn't really matter what practice you use or what practice you practice. The five elements are incorporated because the five elements is what constructs the universe, constructs the earth. Everything in this entire world is made up of the five elements. Even if you want to get down to the scientific parts, even the periodic table. The periodic table is just a combination of the five elements put together, and it forms different states of the nature. It forms different states of the matter. It's pretty much alchemy. It's transmutation. Is combining different molecules, different atoms, and changing them into a different state of matter, changing it into a different physical composition of solid, liquid, gases. That's what is made up, and that's what the periodic table is composed of. So, just for example, we're out here in nature. There's a lake behind me, so even just the element water, H2O, that is hydrogen and oxygen combined together, two different elements of air. And what do we get? We get water. So it's alchemy, it is transmutation. So we use this on a daily basis. This is within our lives. We incorporate it. And it's important for us to work with these elements because we're working with nature. Nature is organic, it's going to bring unity, balance, and harmony into our lives. So before I get into the main five elements, I also want to talk about energy work and what exactly it is. So, energy work is building up your energy body. We have energy within us. Energy is what keeps us alive. Energy, we need, and food is energy. It keeps us energized. We exercise, we burn off energy. When we feel some types of emotions, we feel happy, we're excited, our energy goes up, right? We're at a party, we're at a concert, we feel pumped up. That's our energy going up. Or if we feel sad or upset about something, we feel low, our energy goes down. And we use energy on a consistent basis. Energy is all around us, and we incorporate this with the five elements because it is all connected. And energy work is basically being aware of conscious of your energy and building it up, strengthening it up for you to consciously use it to make things work in your life. We need an energy body for us to evolve and then to get access into higher dimensions, access into higher places, higher planes in the spiritual realm. We all have a version of ourselves in higher dimensions because we're in a 3D dimension, which is Earth, and there's higher and there's lower dimensions, and we have a version of ourselves there in the higher and the lower. However, if we don't have enough energy to even come in contact with the energy to connect with it, we can't really do anything with it. It's kind of just there. Our energy body, we need to work it like a muscle, an energetic muscle. The more you use it, the more you practice it, the more you can strengthen it and connect with it more. You're pretty much molding it, sculpting it, and forming it into the type of energy we want to work with, the things we want to experience, the things we want to see. We want to learn more in the astral realm during dreams, lucid dreaming, meditation. This is what it means to work with your energy, building up your energy body to do these things because we need to have an energy body. We need to have enough energy to obtain information while we go to sleep, while we dream. So when we're dreaming, if we don't remember our dreams, it's probably because you don't have enough energy to retain that information. Or if you're trying to practice astral traveling, lucid dreaming, and you're not able to, it's because you haven't strengthened that muscle yet for you to actually use it and actually actively consciously utilize it in your life. So this is what it means to have and work with your energy body and work with the energy around you to practice these things. This is all about working with spirit and working with the energy in the spirit realm. So this is how you're able to do all these things. You need to practice your energy. You need to mold and sculpt your energy. A lot of us are energetically malnourished because we don't practice these things. Because a lot of times because we're not even aware that it's a real thing. So just how we need food to survive here in the physical. Everything that we do here in the 3D is mostly for our physical body. We eat, we sleep because our body needs rest, our body needs fuel, our body needs water. This is how we able to move around in this world. However, our soul works with the energy. So this is how we feed our soul. Just like we feed food to our body, we feed our soul through working with energies, doing certain practices. And this is how we're able to strengthen our dreams, strengthen our astral projection, and connect with higher dimensions and connect with higher realms. So that's where the two kind of like split. That's how you differentiate the two. So you need to give it time and attention and harness this power within you. Okay, so we ask, how do we do this work? Because if you watch my channel, I always talk about how we need to do the work to evolve. And this is these are a few great examples for you to be doing the work. So I'm going to list a few different practices, working with the 5 elements, what it represents, and how you can utilize this to build up your energy body and connect with nature and really deepen your spirituality work. So the first element we're going to start with is air. So the air element, what does air represent? Air is intelligence. Even looking at the tarot deck, the air, which is the swords, represents the mind, represents intellect, wisdom, knowledge. This goes down to your mental plane, your mental realm, because all is mental. Everything starts in the mind. I made a whole playlist about the Kabbalion, talking about the 7 Hermetic principles. And the first one is the law of mentalism because everything is mental. The universe is mental. Your own inner universe is within your own subconscious mind. So we need to be aware of our thoughts, aware of our subconscious, aware of what you think is what you feel. What you feel is what you do, and what you do is what you become. So you need to build self awareness of how you're feeling, and because that is going to be because that originates from what you're thinking in your mind at a consistent basis to the point where you're giving your energy to these thoughts formed, you're giving your energy to these ideas, to your self-concept, to the point where it's going to become your reality. This is non-physical matter manifesting into the physical realm because you can't see a thought, you can't see your ideas, so it has to give it form in some type of way to manifest here in the physical. So, how do we work with the air element? Well, air is everywhere, it's oxygen, right? So, deep breathing, doing mantras, and prana. So, deep breathing and prana go hand in hand because prana represents the breath. Prana is your life force. Prana is the vibrational energy between the physical and the spiritual dimensions. Prana is also feminine energy because it gives birth to these manifestations. It gives birth to all energies and it gives it some type of form to manifest in. So, air element is really activating your throat chakra because your throat, when you speak, that has some type of vibration. When you're talking, your larynx vibrates at a certain rate. That's how we get different pitches in our voices. That's how we have different tones in our voices because of that vibration within our larynx, which is our voice box. So when you're speaking, you're using your throat chakra. You need to activate your throat chakra. So you can do this by deep breathing. Mantras. Certain mantras can activate different chakras in the consciousness in your chakra systems. Practicing mantras, you can incorporate them at the same time. You can combine these. Doing deep breathing and mantras is good. Practicing prana because that is the breath. And doing these things will help you vibrate at a certain frequency because you're using your voice, which is a vibration, and the words you're saying will help you vibrate at whatever frequency that it's on. Even just simply speaking life into yourself will help you vibrate at a higher frequency because you're using your throat, because you're using that voice. Words have power. That is why the power of the tongue is so strong because of you're using that prana and you're speaking certain words. And these words can activate certain things in your mind to help you to activate higher consciousness or lower consciousness. So just simply stating affirmations can help you. Eventually, I will do a video about how to deep breathe correctly. That's still on my bucket list. So we can really incorporate that. But deep breathing is very good because you're moving the flow of oxygen in your body. And as you're moving the flow of oxygen, you're also moving the energy within your body. The energy channels are being moved, becoming more active, they're flowing, they're vibrating higher because of this movement. So it's not just stagnant. The next element is water. We're going to talk about water. I like water because I think I'm mostly a water based element. I'm a Cancer and I have a lot of water placements in my natal chart. So I feel like I connect with water the most. And water represents your emotions. In the tarot, water represents the cup. So when I think of this, I feel like, what are you pouring your cup with? What type of emotions are you filling your cup with? Is your cup even filled at all? You know, what are you pouring into yourself? And are you pouring into other people? And are they pouring back into you? This is connecting with your emotions. This may be the hardest one to really tap into because our emotions are so vast. Our emotions could be all over the place, and it's hard to control or master your emotions. And this is what the element water is about mastering your emotions, becoming more emotionally intelligent, being aware of your emotions, being aware of where it came from. Did it come from you at all? Or are you picking up emotions of other people, frequencies of other people? This is what it means to build up your emotional intelligence and master them. We have different emotions on the emotional frequency chart, right? We're all meant to experience these emotions. We're all meant to go through them and have this human experience of experience each and all different emotions. But it comes to a point where if you're vibrating at a certain emotion at a consistent basis and it's most likely negative, that's going to influence your life for the negative because that is what you're consistently feeling. But like I said, it's so deep rooted, and there's a large lack of awareness of how we're feeling on a consistent basis and where these emotions came from. Especially during these times, there are things that are put out on social media, on the news, specifically in these moments intentionally for us to react in a certain way, which will most likely be negative, to feel the matrix, to feel the system. So our emotions are very important for us to tap into because we can tap into emotions at will if we practice it enough. We can tap into the energy of love, we can tap into the energy of peace, we can tap into the energy of joy, even sadness, because these emotions have its own consciousness. Because everything here is consciousness, everything here is energy. So we can at will tap into love. This is how we do emotional transmutation. And this is how we transmute hate into love. We transmute fear into love. We can transmute these energies because we tap into the consciousness of that at will. But all of this takes practice, right? So, in order for us to practice this and become more aware of it, we have to be aware. We have to acknowledge what emotions we're feeling and what it feels like to be in love, what it feels like to be happy, what it feels like to be joyful. And we know what it feels like to be in fear. We know what it feels like to be sad. We know what it feels like to be depressed. But we need to have more conscious awareness of what these feelings of more higher polarities, higher energies feels like so we can tap into them at will. We can tap into them a lot easier so we could consistently be in our highest timeline, consistently be in higher frequencies and align with our higher selves, being the best version of ourselves. So we need to practice actively tapping into these emotions. So how do you work with water? The main thing for this when it comes to spirituality is doing spiritual baths. So y'all gotta be doing y'all spiritual baths. Y'all gotta be doing your spiritual baths if I didn't say it already. Spiritual bath is used to cleanse our bodies, to cleanse any type of attachments we have picked up from other people, from work, from school, even within our own minds. It helps us cleanse it. There's so many different uses for spiritual baths. You can use spiritual baths for protection. That is the main thing. You can use it for money. Spiritual baths for love. You want to tap into the consciousness of love, you can take a spiritual bath for love. That'll be a great thing to do so you can be more aware of these energies and what it feels like. Spiritual baths are important to incorporate into your spirituality. I recommend doing a spiritual bath at least once a month. I do it every full moon. That is just what I do. You can do it whenever you want to, new moon, full moon, whatever you feel called to do. But I say a spiritual bath at least once a month to cleanse your energy. It's an energy reset. You're resetting the energy within yourself, within your body, because we pick up things we're not even aware of. Our subconscious mind picks up everything we hear, everything that we talk about, of it, what other people discuss, things on TV, the advertisements. Our subconscious mind picks these up. And so when we do a spiritual bath, we're pretty much releasing those energies, we're releasing those frequencies that is kind of attached to us, that is kind of holding us back or binding us in some type of way. So these spiritual baths are really good to cleanse the energy, build up some type of filter and really strengthen that field, that energetic aura around us. So we don't easily react to things we see or easily react to what people are telling us, easily react with our emotions. We will be able to become more in tune with it and not just go off on a tantrum because we have that self awareness. So spiritual baths are good. Y'all need to be doing your spiritual baths at least once a month. Okay, next element is fire. So, what does fire represent? Fire is your passion, it is your soul, the flame of your soul. What is your passion? What is your soul mission? What is your destiny? That is what the fire element represents. The fire in tarot is the wand. So, when you think of the wand, it's about passion, it's connecting to your soul, is what your soul is called here to do. It's this urge, this yearning, this calling to do something, this calling to know that there's something bigger and better, there's something greater out there in this world calling you. If you feel called to do something, if everything in your gut is pushing you in a certain direction, that is that fire element pushing you to where you need to go, directing you to where you need to be in your life. So, what is your desires? What are you feeling called to do at this current moment? What are you yearning to do? We all have callings. We get this calling, but are you answering? Ring, 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 ring. Grrr. Your destiny is calling. Will you answer it? Many are called, but few are really answering your calling. So you need to discover your passions. Your passions are calling you. But if you don't know what they are, you're probably just not aware of it. This is why self awareness is so important. You need to be aware of the signs that you're getting. Be more in tune with these callings that you're getting because spirit is always sending you a message, always sending you a sign, always directing you. But it's all about, are we really picking up on them? We get signs all the time. Even me, I'm pretty sure I miss a lot of signs that I get from spirit. But as long as I'm attentive and I pick up on the signs I do notice and I do see and I act on that, the spirit will know, okay, well, she reacts to these signs, she reacts to these callings. Let's do more of that so we'll be able to guide her in the way we need to guide her. So you need to really just be more aware of the signs you're getting, these light codes. If you're getting a bunch of synchronicities, symbols, you know. But sometimes our mind is just very doubtful. We start to second guess ourselves, and we think, oh, maybe that's not a sign, or it's too easy, or it's too simple, or it's too good to be true to be a sign. That is you doubting yourself. That is you doubting your own calling, doubting your passions. So, what are your desires? What is your soul calling you to do? What is your passion? And you need to go from there. Many things that we were passionate about as children is something that connects us to our destiny, connects us to our soul mission. Because as children, we had a very direct connection to source because we were still young, we were still fresh, we were still fresh out of the spirit realm. So we had a stronger connection. So the things that we love to do as children, that is most likely going to connect you to your destiny or to your soul mission. Whatever makes you happy, whatever brings you joy, what brings a smile to your face, what makes your eyes light up, that is something you need to keep doing. You need to continue to incorporate these things in your life. What makes you happy? And keep doing that consistently. You need to add that type of thing that makes you happy into your routine. The same way you wake up, brush your teeth, you need to have some type of routine for this thing that makes you happy passionately. For me, I love journaling. I love music. I used to play the violin when I was a kid. My intentions are to start playing the violin again, get back into that. I love music. I hear music in my dreams all the time because music calls me. Music is such a vibration that just activates something within me. So I love music. I love writing. I love journaling. So these are things that make me happy. So you need to figure out what makes you happy and start adding that into your daily routine. So other ways to work with fire, candle work. Candle work is a great way to work with fire. Candle gazing, sun gazing. When you're staring into a flame, I feel like there's a saying. I forgot the exact words to what the saying, how it goes, but something along the lines of like the flame is like the gateway to like the spirit realm, or the flame is like the gateway to your soul. Something along the lines of that. But I 100% agree. When you're staring into a flame, that flame is like the gateway. That flame is like the connection to the spirit realm. When you're even burning candles in your altar or doing some type of candle work, that flame is going to trigger, is going to ignite your intentions, because that is a direct communication source, is a direct communication to the spirit world. So when you're burning candles, or when you have candles on your altar, you can candle gaze at the candle. You can do candle meditation. That could help you connect more to that fire, that flame within you. As you're staring into a physical flame, that could help tap in and activate that flame within your own soul. Sun gazing is another one. Sun gazing goes both ways for fire and ether element, but for fire, sun gazing is the sun, it is life force. It is what keeps us alive on this earth. Without the sun, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be alive. So as you're staring into the sun, you're getting that energy of life force. You're activating that solar plexus within you, because all of this comes down to the solar plexus, your passion, your desires, your willpower. All of it is connected in that type of way. So sun gazing is really good. Candle work is really good. Candle gazing is really good as well. The next element is earth. Earth element. Earth is the physical 3D world. Earth represents all material things. In the tarot, it represents the pentacles. In tarot, the earth element is the pentacles. So when I talk about the pentacles, this is the earth element, right? It represents the physical things, money, material things, home, all of these things that are material. It's physical, it's tangible. We can hold it, we can grab it, we can touch it. That is what the earth represents. So we use the earth element to keep us grounded, to keep us stable here on this earth, because it has to be a balance. We can't be 100% spiritual, head all up in the clouds, meditating 24 hours a day. There has to be some type of balance. So the earth element keeps us grounded into these physical 3D. It also, at the same time, it also makes the illusion real of being in this matrix, because we can feel it, we can touch it. When most of this is really just a hologram for our souls to experience this human experience. Well, the human experience is the earth element. So anything we can touch, we can feel, we can see, that makes us feel like this is real. So how do we work with the earth element? Is being out in nature, connecting to trees. Y'all need to be hugging some trees out there. Somebody out there, somebody listening to this needs to be hugging some trees. Somebody who's watching this, y'all need to be start hugging some trees, because you got some type of connection to trees, because trees are the ancestors, right? I made a video on TikTok. I'll probably post a picture here somewhere, where I was at a park and I saw a tree that looks like a double helix. It looked like a whole DNA strand. Like the way it was so unique. I've never seen a tree look like this before. The tree was bent backwards, and like it looked like a whole entire DNA strand. And that was a channel, that was a message that the ancestors are near, and you can connect with the ancestors while being in nature, hugging some trees. So y'all need to be out here in nature. Walking around barefoot is also good. Barefoot walking helps connect your feet to nature, connects your feet to the ground, connected to that earth element, because your feet is the root. Once you're touching the grass, touching the ground barefooted, that energy will come all the way up to your brain energetically. It will send that energetic form, it will send that vibration all the way up to your crown chakra. Certain herbs are really good to incorporate into your life. You can use herbs for candle work, you can use herbs for spiritual baths, or you can just drink herbs. I use ashwagandha for anxiety, and I feel like that's really helping me a lot. So I love tea, I love mixing up herbal teas. I'm a tea mixologist. I'm a tea herbologist, all the ologists for that, because I love teas. I love how it's connected to the plants. I love that connection to like the earth, the ground. So I love teas. I drink a lot of herbs. I don't drink it every day, but I still incorporate that into my regimen. So I love drinking tea, herbs, whatever you feel called to drink, whatever herbs are calling you for any type of practice, any type of work, you can incorporate that. Also, crystals are good, certain stones, cowrie shells, because these have certain properties. Even like elements like iron, copper. I know people wear copper bracelets for protection. You're working with the earth element. These are physical, tangible things we're able to hold and grasp onto. So copper is good. Crystals are good for protection, love. So you're using all of these elements to incorporate or to bring things into your life you desire. So you're working with crystals. You want to use love. Rose quartz is good. Crystals for protection. You can use that. Elements for protection. Certain material properties for protection, like copper, is good for protection. These are these are the reasons you're using these properties. You can even do a crystal grid. When you have a crystal grid in your home, depending on what area of your home you have and what crystals, you can activate whatever energies, whatever consciousness that crystal is holding, to bring more of whatever that crystal is represents, to bring more of that into your home, bring more of that into your life. The last and not least element is the spirit. Spirit is also known as ether. People also call this space as well, but it's also the spirit element. This is the fifth main element. So, what is spirit? It is the spirit realm. Ancestors, your higher self, your spirit team, those on the other side. It is pretty much the unseen world. Dreams are also a part of the spirit realm. Lucid dreaming, vivid dreaming, astral projection, these are all a part of the spirit. This is why we do energy work to build up our energy body to work with spirit and do things needed for us to complete our soul's mission, to complete our destiny. So, how do we work with the spirit element? Ancestor altar, meditation, dream journaling. If y'all don't have a dream journal, I highly recommend it because even the most smallest thing we remember in our dreams, we can write it down and that could help us build up more dreams that we have. I have a dream journal and I write in it, and my dreams are very, very, very vivid. I feel like dreams and me being able to astral travel is one gift that I have acquired from my lineage. That is a gift that I have received from my bloodline. So that is a gift from my own bloodline. Being able to dream vividly, being able to astral travel, being able to go in between different realms and different dimensions. And I'm dream journaling, utilizing and doing energy work to build up this gift. Because even though we have spiritual gifts, right? If we're not using it, it's not going to be able to just be mastered that easily. We have these gifts, but we still need to practice. We still need to incorporate and do work with it to build up this gift and strengthen it to master these abilities. So, going back to dreams, I want to make another full video about this. So, I'll make a reminder about dream state and our brain waves and how to really in a different state of dreams and what that represents. So, like alpha, beta, delta. When we're dreaming into certain states, we're in certain different types of modes. For example, when we're in beta, beta is our awakening state, which is right now me speaking to talking to a camera, and you're also watching this video. This is your beta state. There's so much distraction, there's so much stagnant, there's so much static, right? We're not able to connect to spirit because of this static noise. There's traffic, we got to go to work, we got to do job, we got to do 3D things here in the matrix, right? So in beta, we're not really able to really hone in and focus on our spirit work. Our soul's not really able to contact us as much. We can still get signs, we can still get messages, but it's not as direct in a beta because there's so much noise, there's so much distraction in beta. So I'll do a full video about the different types of states and what it represents, but even being aware of that, you could utilize that in your day-to-day life to be more of a vivid dreamer, work with spirit, and gain access to the spirit realm. Yoga is another way to connect with spirit. When you're doing yoga, you're different these different poses you're doing is pretty much activating certain energy channels in your body. It's connecting and it's bringing in flow of motion in the channels of your body. Yes, the seven chakras, there's different poses for you to activate the seven chakras in your spine. We have different chakras in our bodies. We have different energy channels all over our entire bodies, and yoga can help us bring in more flow of motion to really move that energy within us. Mudras are really good. You can do mudras and yoga at the same time. You can combine all of these. So when you're doing mudras, there are certain mudras that I use while I'm doing yoga, and mudras is pretty much, and when we're moving our hands in certain motions, we are activating different energy channels in our hands to bring in that flow of motion, to send that flow of motion throughout our whole entire body. Just as how just the same way we stretch, we raise our arms, when we lift our arms up, if we leave our arms up too high, right, the circulation in our blood starts to fade away. Our arm become numb, becomes a little light. It's the same thing with mudras. When we move our hands, we move our fingers in a certain way, that energy begins to flow, the energy begins to move and vibrate differently. And prana, I know I put prana for air, but prana is also ether. Proper prana represents ether as well, which is the spirit realm. So I wanted to add that, incorporate it as well. So you can do deep breathing, you can do yoga, you can do mudras, you can incorporate these into your life. And all of these things that I've mentioned will help you build up your energy body. I guarantee. As long as you're being consistent, there is no way you will not build up your energy body. There is no way something in your life will not change because you're consistently putting in energy, you're consistently putting in motion, frequencies of these things that it will tap you into your spirituality, tap you into higher realms, higher state of consciousness. So there is no way it won't work. You just have to be consistent at it. I don't want y'all saying that you did it for a week and nothing changed, because a week is not really enough time to really see results. Just the same way you're working out, the same way you're exercising. Will you see results in 1 week? You're trying to get a flat stomach, some six pack abs. Will you see results in 1 week? No. You have to be consistent on it. And the more you be consistent, the more you will see results, the more you will see changes. But it's very slow and it's a steady work. It's a steady practice. Like I said, spirituality is a lifestyle. This is for life. And so we're incorporating these things in our life to see changes, but it's a progression. And the beauty of it is it's supposed to take time. It's not supposed to be something overnight. This is a journey we're supposed to learn from and experience. So this is a journey of patience with ourselves, patience with our results, and being able to look back and see how far we came from the last stage of our life, or from our last lesson, as we continue to open more doors, as we continue to elevate, as we continue to become better versions of ourselves. Yeah, so that was the video. I hope this video wasn't too long, but that's what I wanted to talk about today. I hope this video finds you well. If there's anything specifically you want me to talk about or mention on this channel, just let me know down in the comments. And until next time, y'all, I will see you on the next video. Bye, y'all.